Welcome back to the channel. Well, we're heading out to the track today, and we're going to meet up with one of our buddies, Tom, and he's got a new 21 F-150 regular cab, two-wheel drive with the new Coyote V8. We're going to see how this thing rides and compares to our truck. Keep in mind, his truck is bone stock. Well, no, let me correct that, because some guys will kill me. It does have a muffler, just a muffler. So it can't have any powertrain adds due to the PCM still being locked on those trucks. So he has 20-inch wheels on it, which are heavier than the stock 17s. So it's moving. Like, I know he's done a best of 1290. We're gonna see how he runs with us today on the same track, same day. You figure we're both running the same wheel. I'm running the 20s now. Big thanks to Wolf Daddy. Ryan hooked me up with his wheels, his 20s. So if you don't know who Wolf Daddy is, give his channel a subscribe. Quick Google. This link up here should take you right to him. But yeah, he gave me a hand with those, and now I'm on 20s instead of 17s. Now, don't get me wrong, 20s mean that they're heavier wheeled than the 17s. So I do expect it to run a little slower, but at the same time, the 20s and the street tire versus those off-roads that were on that 17, the drive and the ride completely different. More what I'm accustomed to, a nice smoother ride. And down the line, like I said, power is coming sooner than later for us. It's not like I'm gonna be NA much longer. And you're talking about going from 430 to the tire to 700 and change to the tire. So a little more aggressive of a tire kind of helps, especially since I prefer a lot of street stuff. So on the street, at the end of the video, I'll show you some draggies, and we'll see how the 20s line up on the street compared to the way the 17s did on the street. Because me on the street versus the track, as we've went over before, I actually go a little quicker on the street because I can get a little bit of wheel speed, versus at the track on a prep surface, it just kind of bogs the engine down a little, pulls it down. So we'll see. But main thing for this video is going to be this 21. We're going to see how this thing really compares to us. So like I said, he's run a best of 1290, and we're going to see where he matches up with us, because he'll be about 400 pounds or so lighter than I am due to being two-wheel drive versus four-wheel drive. And you figure that plus the fact that I'm 330 pounds and he's about $180, $190. So we'll see. We shall see. But let's jump on into this video and go from there. Keep red, man.
60. Quarter mile.
All right, man. So we got a 21 here. Tell me the story. Tell me the story.
Really, there's nothing to it yet. Just the exhaust. They haven't released the tune for them yet. So I mean, other than taking out my air filter, I haven't done nothing with it. But I've put up a 1290 at 108 on the 20s. So I mean, with a 17 on it, it should run a lot better. Probably next weekend I'll have it out with the 17s.
All right.
But other than that, there's nothing really to say. It's a road stock.
All right, so you got a little nervous and jumped in that first race.
You're launching me in 4-wheel drive, brother. I gotta be on that light.
Hey, I'm a good, let's see here, a good 150 pounds heavier. And then you figure the 4-wheel drive system is another 300. So we got about 400 pounds on you, but we are tuned versus stock, and we do have an intake. So
I won't leave early this time, I promise.
Should be a fun race.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And what's the best of this truck so far?
1290.
1290?
Yeah, 108.
All right. So, I didn't have the draggy going. I didn't have my inside camera going. I did win. Hopefully, all of the outside cameras were going. We'll find out in the video. If you guys get to see it, then yeah. Let's see what she ran now. No preview of this. Thank you. Okay, 1280 at 180. Excuse me, 1280 at 108. He ran 13.1 at 106. So, pretty good run. Pretty good run. Whew. I think we're gonna do it. I'm gonna go for one more, and then I'm gonna try him in 2-wheel drive. See if we can't even it out a little bit on the launching. Man, he's still doing pretty good. I mean, our 60 foots are very similar, but like I said, I have the 20s. Well, we both have the 20s, but with the 4-wheel drive, it still does lug down. So we're gonna see if launching in the 2-wheel allows me to get a little bit more wheel spin and go. All right, let's see. Woo! There you have it. There you have it. That was pretty good. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a third run against each other due to someone running into a pole on the street, which knocked the power out in the area. So the track lost power. So that was the end of the track day for us. But I gotta say, I mean, he ran 13.0s and it's 1700 DA. I ran what, 1280s. So I got a little more mile an hour because, I mean, keep in mind, I am tuned. Plus I have a Mustang intake. He's stock, but he is 400 to 500 pounds lighter than me. So it was still quite impressive to see the stock truck that was never meant for performance come out of the dealership and run a 13.0. I mean, you put that in perspective against all of the previous performance pickup trucks that have been out, such as the Lightning, such as the SRT Ram, the Viper truck. I mean, you look at those guys were in the 13s, just the same, high 13s to mid 13s on trucks that were performance driven. This here is raised and not performance driven at all. I mean, just a suspension kit on this thing will lock it pretty much into the 12s with a forward tune versus where it's at right now. I mean, it's crazy impressive. And it's not like this truck is stripped out of anything or anything. I mean, it still has the entire bench seat, the whole nine. It has a 20-inch wheel instead of, say, a 17. I mean, don't get me wrong, we think the 20, you figure the 20, it looks like it's a slightly taller tire than the stock, so you get to play a few tricks on the computer, so it allows mile an hour to go a little higher. Like, while the computer thinks you're at 105 mile an hour, you're really at like 108, which is why he's been able to trap, on a good day, he's been able to trap 108 and run a 12.9. Today he trapped like 106 and ran a 13.0, but it's pretty hot today. Like I said, it's humid. It's 1700 DA, it's 70 degrees. It's not the best of a day, especially for what you can get, say, in March or October, November, and even heck, even April in the Northeast over here. You can get some low DA to negative DA, which would have been even more. Like I said, that'd have been more of a 12.9, possibly even a 12.8 on a stock truck. I mean, that's crazy impressive. I mean, mine, we slowed down about what I expected, putting the heavier wheels on. So we went from a 12.6 to a 12.8. We're going to see how that runs on the street. That drag will be coming up as soon as I finish talking. And that's where we'll see, because we're on the street, we know we do get a little bit of wheel speed, the type that we like. So we'll see how that all plays out. And yeah, if you like this video, make sure you give it a like, share, subscribe it. We're still trying to help grow this channel so we can do a lot more impressive things, fun things. We have the blower, the suspension, and exhaust getting ready to come into play. So we're going to see which one of those is going to be coming on next. And whichever one comes on next, and one of the other ones to come right after that. But over the next few weeks, we're going to be looking to go from 12s on down to 10s. So we'll see how everything plays out. If we do the suspension next, then we'll get to the track one more time, NA, before the blower. If the blower comes first, then it is what it is. But I like to do it in progressions. I'd hope to do the suspension next. So for now, I'll leave you with these draggies and see how she likes the 20s on the street. And I'll even put in some of the old clips from what she did with the 17s on the street, so you can see the difference. And until the next time, let's move to the F-150 out. See what she got.
30, 60, 1/4 mile.
Well, there you go. You got to see a few draggy hits, see how the new wheel tire combo works on the street. As kind of expected. I expected it to be just like the Tracker, slightly slower because these are heavier wheels, but they do look better and do provide a much better ride. So, well, wheel tire provide a better ride. But yeah, that's it. Between the extra weight from the wheels, which is rotational weight, and the air itself, because it's what, over 2,000 DA still, even at night. So it's not the same conditions from when I was running a real low 12, so now we're running a mid 12. So it's kind of to be expected, you know. It's 70, 80 degrees, and like I said, it's about 2,000 DA, so there you have it. But told you I'd get you some draggies. All right.